Good evening. Welcome to the third episode of the Mirthology podcast. I'm joined, as always, at least so far, by George, my brave co-host. George, say hello.
Hello, everyone. I've done that again, everyone. Hello, people listening.
Yes, I think it's ambitious. You can't fault your ambition by suggesting that everyone is listening to this.
You know, but some people's nice. Some people's nice.
It is.
Mainly
it's
people.
cosy.
Yes, yeah. Nice crowd.
So, I've got a bit of a current affair style theme this week. Given the Brexit and all the pride and shame, both patriotic pride and shame that have been drummed up in the media and in staff rooms all over the nation, we thought we would go with a legend very close to our hearts as proud Britons, and that is the legend of St. George and the Dragon. Now, I was all good to just go straight into recording this, but George was a bit hesitant to, and I didn't actually let him finish what he was about to say, but just before I hit record he was going to tell me something important. So George, you're going to go ahead.
Well, okay, I'll put it to you in a question. St. George, patron saint of England, right? Patron saint of England. Where's he from?
He's fucking England, mate.
He's from England, okay. Right.
Fucking England, mate.
Fucking England, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, born and bred.
Fucking right.
Yeah. Fucking Knight of the Round Table, one of them, you know, just proper Englishman.
Fucking proper English
No,
lad.
he wasn't a Knight of the Round Table, but, you know, a proper Englishman.
Proper English lad.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's have a bit of a road trip here.
Loves a pint.
Probably
And a
loves
pie.
a pint.
And a
Yeah,
pie.
yeah. Doesn't brush his teeth.
Probably not.
No. Let's go through, let's have a bit of road trip. Depending on, you know, what the highways were back then. Let's have a trip. Okay, first of all, we're going to go through France.
I don't like that you
right?
use that word highway because that's not a British word, mate. We call them motorways around here.
Okay, okay. Well, okay, first thing, jump on your ship. We're going to France.
Whoa, okay, I don't like that.
No, good food. Nice place to pass through.
Shit people.
Yeah, one of those EU countries, isn't it?
Full of Eurocrats.
Oh, you got them. Anyway, so we're moving on from France, go through Switzerland. Again, I mean, a lot of diplomacy.
Just eternal fence sitters in my mind, really. I mean, what have they ever fucking given anyone?
Yeah,
Except some shit knives.
Yeah, a lot of banks.
Yeah.
Big water feature.
Pricks.
Right. Anyway, carrying on through Switzerland again. You know, bearing in mind, I don't know which routes are the best ones to take back then. About 12th century. So let's head Italy. We're then going Slovenia.
Pizza, alright.
Slovenia,
I think they had some football there.
Yeah, a bit of Croatia.
Alright.
Through Bosnia.
Ooh.
Serbia.
Oh, it's getting tastier. Don't like that.
Bulgaria.
See, I don't know whether these countries are in the EU, but they probably are because they don't sound nice. And I don't like the fact that, luckily, we've got the windows closed, but I don't like the fact that maybe some of our neighbours are from around there. All right.
As an act, this is totally fine. If you were this person in real life, I definitely wouldn't call you my brother. I mean, I don't know what I would call you. Probably not allowed to say it on a recording.
You can fuck off, mate, because you're talking about all these fucking countries that aren't Britain, and you're trying to disparage the great name of St. George.
Yes, well,
This flag I have proudly tattooed on my forehead.
These are all a lot of these countries are places we used to be able to live.
Yeah, well, I mean, why would you want to live anywhere except Great Britain, mate? It's great. It's sort of in the fucking name.
All right. Anyway, just one more fence to hop. Bulgaria. He's from Turkey.
No, he's not, mate.
I mean, it's going to be
He's not from fucking Turkey.
It's a tough pill to swallow, right? He's gone a long way, you know, to be the patron saint. I mean, there's no airplanes, there's no cars.
I suppose until the referendum, he could have just got over from Turkey pretty easy, couldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but you know, he's from Turkey. We're actually going a little bit further round and down now.
I'm starting to question everything, mate. If St. George is a fucking Turk, I'll tell you what.
Well, yeah, we're actually going a little bit further down because this story isn't set in Turkey. This is set in Libya.
Oh, God, Christ.
Yep, so let's get through Syria,
I mean, at least the Turks have got
Lebanon.
kebabs. I fucking love a kebab.
We're going Jordan, Israel, Egypt.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not those pyramid cunts.
Right over to Libya. That's, I mean, a long, long way from home for the famous Brit.
Oh, I'm just gutted to hear that.
Yep, Brits abroad, eh? Anyway, so there we go. He's St. George is Turkish.
Christ.
Also the patron saint of Aragon, Catalonia, Ethiopia, Georgia, Greece, Lithuania, Palestine, Portugal, Russia, as well as a lot of cities. Patron saint of scouts, soldiers, archers, cavalry, chivalry, farmers and field workers, riders, saddlers, helps those suffering from plague and a lot of syphilis. He helps a lot of people suffering from
He's
syphilis.
a patron saint of syphilis.
Yes, absolutely. Good guy all round.
They really dressed this guy up, didn't they, in like English history lessons? Because I didn't know about the syphilis.
Not often spoken about in history lessons. I mean, we normally learn about these things.
I think it's a fair comment that syphilis needs to be talked about more in schools because I think it affects people a lot more than, for instance, the story of St. George does.
Absolutely, yeah, it does things to you.
Not that they were telling us that fucking proper thing anyway. Sorry, I keep reverting into the angry Brexiter.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't have any hate for people who vote leave. Like, it is what it is. I don't really want to politicise anything. And to be honest, there were good arguments for and against it. But I do think that a lot of the parties that were voting with this scare tactic of keep Turkey out were using a symbol that is technically a symbol of the Turk. So that is fascinating.
Well, I also think that a lot of people that were voting for one party or other actually thought there was going to be a party.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, well, anyway, move on to the actual story, the better known story of St. George. St. George and a dragon.
Yeah, 100%. So essentially how it happened, we now know. The man was from Turkey. He travelled quite extensively through that part of the world.
Oh, yeah. We've just been through that, haven't we, Max?
Yeah.
We went exactly how far he had to travel. If he was English, that was. It wasn't that much further because, yeah, he was going from Turkey, down to Egypt, Libya. We don't really know the borders back.
All right, mate. Get back in your box because
Right.
I'm the one that can kind of read out loud, so I'm going to do that. He turns up in Libya, and he met a poor hermit there who told him, "Mate, everyone around here is pretty upset because there's a dragon, and he's not a friendly dragon. He's been ravaging the country."
Good reason to be upset.
Yeah, good a reason as any. I mean, I've never encountered a dragon, but I saw a modern day Komodo-style dragon chase Steve Irwin up a tree once, and it bit through his leather boot, mate.
Right.
So, I mean, imagine that way bigger that could breathe fire, and it's not something I ever want to encounter.
True saint, though.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, so I guess maybe one of his miracles was the syphilis helping. I don't know. That is a big deal.
We're talking about St. George again now.
He's like a not Steve Irwin.
No. Helped a lot of things.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, potentially the spread. No, he had a family. Didn't help the spread of syphilis.
Yeah, that's horrible. Well, anyway, so this hermit that he meets, St. George is like, "What? There's a dragon?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro. Every day he demands a sacrifice of a beautiful maiden. Originally it was lambs, but he's eaten all the sheep. And now all the young girls have basically been killed, and the king's daughter is the only one left. So unless we can find a knight..." You don't know any knights, do you, St. George? No, none just springs to mind. We can find a knight. Unless we can find a knight who's going to slay this dragon, she will be sacrificed tomorrow.
Right. Well, we can actually go back into a bit of history of St. George now. So he was a soldier, right? He was a Roman soldier. Eventually,
and a roaming soldier.
Roaming, yes, a lot. In fact, I won't tell you what happened to him in the end because we can get to that at the end. But he was a soldier, so he didn't just walk into this being like, "Oh, yeah, I reckon I could do that." He had some training.
He wasn't like David with the slingshot. No. He was a geezer with a sword.
Well, again, I don't think it was David's first time, but we'll go over that.
Yeah. Right. Well, so St. George hears this and he's like, "Man, well, I've been travelling for some time, and I'm pretty road weary. I imagine at this point, he has seen exactly what syphilis can do, and he's thinking I should probably settle down with a young woman, because hell, I've seen what not settling down can do to you, and it can really ravage your body. And I'm not about that. I'm not about that life.
I've heard.
Yeah, oh yeah, the mind is one of the last things to go in syphilis, but it goes really hard from what I can see. So yeah, St. George hears this and he's like, okay, well, sounds like there's some heroism in it for me. I'm pretty into that. So he goes, all right, I'm going to save this princess. Rests well that night. Chills out in the hermit's hut. Probably ripped a couple bongs. Probably didn't. Probably got the electrolytes on board. Probably had a couple Powerades because he had a battle the next day. That's what I would do anyway.
Karma loading.
Yeah.
Karma loading.
Probably had some tagliatelle. And at daybreak, he sets out to the valley where the dragon lives. And when he gets near, he sees this procession of women. And right at the front of this procession is a beautiful woman. And she's dressed in pure Arabian silk. And this princess is called Sabra. And she's being led by her attendants to the place of death, which is where the dragon lives.
Let's talk about that quickly. So, right, you're the king. Your daughter's about to. Well, yeah, she's the last woman.
Well, firstly, you called your daughter Sabra, which sounds like some sort of IKEA table. But yeah, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, well, she's also got this procession of women that's leading her. I have to question why they weren't maybe going in first. To be put to death.
Well, I would suggest maybe they're not maidens. Maybe they were smart and they were like,
I'm gonna pop a baby out.
Yeah, it seems like this dragon's got a taste for virgins, so I'm gonna.
Is that how it happens? It's a bit like a.
Well, I think a maiden is a virgin. I think that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other thing that I really want to question motives here is, right, you're trying to protect your daughter. Don't lead her to the battlefield. Seems like quite an easy.
Yeah, maybe make the dragon come to you.
Yeah, in some sort of castle. I mean, that's
people were a lot less selfless back then. I guess he's thinking, man. I mean, maybe he's thinking, well, the kingdom's already basically been ravaged by this dragon. I can't really.
What's he going to do? Like buy an extra day, though?
Yeah.
The dragon's got to eat.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's got a lot of choice.
No.
Either way, this king does seem like a bit of a coward. Anyway.
Fight your own battles, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. Get some fucking random Turk
traveller
to do it for you.
What a dick.
So anyway, he turns up, and old St. George, and he gets his horse around the front. And he's like, ladies, where are you going? And they're like, oh, who are you? Get pissed off, mate. There's a fucking dragon here.
What, you come to watch? You come to watch, you sick fuck?
I like to watch.
Back to the story, Max.
So he comforts them with brave words, puts on a bit of a speech, which I imagine is something like, dragons, like life, is a game of inches.
Maybe something.
Now look at the maiden next to you, because I'm too old, I can't do it for you. But if you look into that maiden's face... he comforts them with brave words and persuades the princess to return to the palace. And then he turns up to the place of death.
Okay.
So, he's coming up close, and don't believe what they say about reptiles not having good eyes, because this dragon, it sees him and it's out of that cave quick. And it's roaring, and it's just so loud. It's louder than the only comparison they have then for real noise, before the hi-fi was invented, the boombox. It was louder than thunder. Its head was immense, and its tail 50 feet in length. But St. George was like, I'm not surprised, motherfucker!
Also, people were
St. George quoted Nate Diaz, which is weird, because that happened thousands of years later, but he was like, Stockton, what?
So we've got a size of the dragon, though. A tail of 50 foot, he's going to be, at least another 30.
I'm guessing that the dragon was asleep when they measured him.
Okay.
But, I mean, if they got close enough to measure him, they probably could have just killed him.
Well, yeah, let's get to that bit. Anyway.
Hi, dragon. I know we're satiating you with all these maidens, but we're doing a census of the kingdom, and you are technically a citizen of the kingdom, so we need to know how tall you are.
We're trying to build a door at the moment.
Yeah.
We want our grand hall to be fit for 3 dragons.
You wanted that.
We want to get out of.
You wanted that big Arabian silk set of pajama pants to sort of chill out in. Well, we need to measure you up. So this is a giant dragon. St. George is like straight out the gate. He's like, I don't care, whatever.
Yeah, take a long pointy.
Yeah,
Ha-ha!
Gets out his spear, thrusts it at the dragon. That probably worked for him in the past, but the dragon had really hard scales, and the spear breaks into 1,000 pieces. And St. George...
Imagine being the guy that's like, let's make this accurate, right? If we're going to write this story down, how many bits did the spear go into?
Peasant, count those pieces. I can't
back.
count. Kill him. Find one who can.
Go back to the cave, surrounded by bodies, and try and find all the bits of wood. Oh shit!
The original PTSD for that guy. just bodies everywhere. Maidens,
It's probably the
corpse.
same guy that used to lead the maidens, the sheep there every day.
I think there was 1,000 bits of wood, but I was mainly looking at all the dead women. It was horrible. So St. George falls from his horse. Unfortunately, he rolls under an enchanted orange tree, which is completely out of left field. Not expecting that at all. Against which poison could not prevail.
Okay, so we've got a poison dragon. Is it like poison fire, or is it just like I don't know. This is getting into it really, but an orange tree can protect it. That's really all we need to know. It doesn't matter what the dragon's doing, because that orange tree is just be like, vitamin C, motherfucker.
Orange, you glad you rolled under that?
Oh, no, leave it out.
Yeah.
Right.
So the venomous dragon can't hurt him because he's under the enchanted orange tree. So within a few minutes, he's like some sort of GTA character. He's recovered his strength and he's able to fight again. Then he turns up and he sort of feigns at the dragon. The dragon launches itself at him. He sort of slides under and he stabs it right in its soft reptilian underbelly. All reptiles renowned for having soft underbellies in comparison to the hard scales on top of them. And the dragon just is...
Well, it's just under the wing, isn't it, that you got him?
Yeah, right under the wing.
Armpit shot.
Oh, not good.
No. I don't know much about armpits and reptiles.
No, well, I know that they're a really important bit of warmth on most people. There's probably some sort of artery
Maybe
there.
That's where the dragon gets his heat, is fire.
Maybe
it's just a toothache.
That would be a good advert for some sort of deodorant brand.
Yeah.
It's a dragon ah!
Well, also they've now got to be quite ethnically accurate on choosing the the St. George in this advert, because let's say 20 minutes ago they probably would have picked a white guy.
Yeah, they don't want to continue a stereotype perhaps of Turks not smelling good, because that in my experience is not the case.
Yeah, I mean it would be the dragon not smelling good. The Turk would be the guy that's killing it. Maybe with like a deodorant. Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's move on to that, because it doesn't sound like it's going in the right direction now.
I tell you what, I've got a real anchoring for some deodorant.
Right.
Anchor is a place in Turkey. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
Well, once more, he refreshed himself from the orange tree.
Okay.
And
is this whilst he's battling him?
no, this is like a
That's
celebratory
full video game.
Yeah. He's like,
Battling a dragon.
run back to the safety of the orange tree. Come back outside him again. Run back.
Oranges, couple of HP points.
His HP points are just dropping.
Yeah.
So once more, he refreshes himself. Rushes at the dragon. Nails it on the wing. There are no scales there. And the dragon falls dead. And I mean, I assume there's a big party. Probably not that big because a lot of people are dead.
Just women. So it's going to be a hell of a party.
Yeah, just a brodio.
a lot of
You see the game the other day, mate?
A lot of guys, and there's no sheep either, so that you can't hit that stereotype.
I don't want to put a dampener on the mood, but I really miss the women.
I really miss the women.
That's got to be the most awkward party ever for that princess.
Well,
so yes, George is like, she's mine. Yeah,
Hey,
we'll see about that, George.
Fellas.
Right. Mate, there's thousands of us, and there's one of her, so...
Well, no, because it's just the maidens, right? So...
of course, yeah. Well, there was the maids with her, yeah.
Tread on the tyres?
Yeah, I mean...
Again, a lot of syphilis. But there we go, George is back.
Yeah, he's like some sort of human condom.
Yeah.
That can also kill dragons.
Yeah, syphilis don't cure condoms, Max. That might be where you're going wrong.
I know that's...
I've done that the wrong way around. Oh shit!
That's a good.
I was so excited.
Condom the wrong way around is a good way of contracting it.
Everything
Anyway,
the wrong way around there.
so we've learned that this great national symbol of Ethiopian, British
Descent,
loyalty
yeah.
and identity, and something that we have this big celebration for in certain parts of the country every April the 23rd, was in fact a Turk, which is amusing given the recent Brexit propaganda, especially that against Turkey. But hey, it goes to say, sometimes you let a foreign national over, he's a good lad. Now, what happened? What happened after?
Well, this is
the killing of the dragon.
Yeah, we're going to start. Well, we're going to finish off kind of where we started, where I looked into this bit. You didn't so much.
Yep.
So, what do you reckon happens to? Well, how do you become a saint?
I think that the Catholic Church are they're like, hey man, you cool dog? I seen you around. You've been hanging around here for some time. Heard you done slayed a reptile. Done any other cool shit? Because like, hey man, you're the sort of guy we like, man. You know.
Okay, well, this is what happened to St. George, right? So I said earlier, he was a soldier. He was a Roman soldier. He decided to be, to be a Catholic, as you'd imagine, because he's a saint. They're like, hey man, I know you did the dragon shit and stuff, but it'd be really cool if you were a different religion instead. Yeah, and he was just like,
Romans, man, just give the guy a break.
Yeah.
Kill a dragon.
Yeah, well, he was just like,
what you guys do is kill everyone else and your own leaders and stuff.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, this is what he was doing, and we're talking like 3rd century or something. When this happened, it's supposed to be 15th, or sort of 12th, 15th century when he got famous, but 12th century when it actually happened.
3rd century when it actually happened.
Sorry, yeah, 3rd century. That's when dragons roamed, just around that time.
Yeah.
Interesting tale.
Well, I'm glad we put an end to that. To be honest, I know like polio we got rid of earlier in the 2000s, but dragons, they do seem like more of a pressing issue.
Yeah, well, they would have been. Well, they literally wiped out an entire continent country of women and sheep. But anyway, so he was like, I'm gonna carry on being Christian, and they were like, okay, well, we're gonna torture you, and it all kind of ended up quite nicely, where he was like, yeah, we'll give you one more chance. What religion are you? And he was like, I support Christ. So they shoved off his head.
Yeah, is that all they did, or did they try to coerce him nicely? Or were they like, come on? I mean, you're playing around. You're the dragon guy. It's all good. But seriously, who are you? Who do you like?
Beheaded near Lydia, which I think now is it's in Palestine. April 23rd. 303. Now they've got that date very specific, right? They know exactly where this guy lived. Was born. Well, not so much born, but died. On the day, right? Mm-hmm. But there's still a dragon in the story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably why we're discussing it, George. In fairness, I mean, this is a Mirthology podcast. It's not a stuff that happened podcast. I mean, I'm glad that we could find some sort of factual link to this, and that's always good. But at the end of the day, a lot of this is just bullshit, which is what makes it enjoyable to discuss and relatively enjoyable to listen to.
On the plus side as well, other than getting that syphilis condom joke the wrong way around, I've actually got away with drinking this beer throughout the entire recording of this. Which is pretty handy.
Do you want to plug the bear? What kind of beer is it?
I don't want to plug the bear because again, it's assuming that people are listening, but it could be in copyright fringe, or I don't know how that happens.
A copyright fringe. You heard it here from George first.
Fuck you. Again, another sign of that beer, right?
So once again, we'd like to thank everyone who took the time to listen in. We really appreciate it. Give us your thoughts. Send in any myths, legends, fables, folklore, etc. that you would like discussed. Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we will see you next time.
Bye.